Spotify rap season is here. Actually, it's come and gone already. Did your music land on a lot of listeners' playlists? Whether the answer is yes or no, these playlists help you to understand where your music stands out there. So, how do you feel about these numbers? I want 2023 to be your biggest year in music yet, and the year you start getting traction outside of just uploading tracks to Spotify, which seems so easy to do these days. It really is so easy now to just get on a distribution service and get your music out there into the world. But there's so much more to being successful with your music, and I want to help you achieve that. So if 2023 could be the biggest year for your music, ask yourself this question: what would it take to make that happen? I'm going to give you 5 crucial things to make 2023 your biggest year yet. And what's so important about these things is that these things are going to help you to not simply rely just on your streaming numbers and get your music utilized in different ways to connect with people and to build an audience. So, number 1, register with a performing rights organization. Simply put, if you have music that you plan to get streamed, get on the radio, perform publicly, or even put it on TV, you need to be part of a performing rights organization. These companies help protect your rights as a musician, and they help you to get paid. Their purpose is to collect royalties for public performances of your music. If you don't register your music with a PRO, you could be missing out on tons of money that your music is making out there in the world. I'm registered with BMI personally, which was free to join, and then the other big ones in the US at least are ASCAP and CSAC. But no matter which one you get to be a part of, this is a crucial step for collecting royalties and making money on your music outside of just your streaming distributor. Number 2, think sync. Have you ever wondered how musicians get their music played on TV and in films and advertisements? This is called sync licensing, which means synchronizing your music to a piece of content. There's a ton of agencies out there that do this, and what this is they have a tight-knit group of music supervisors in the film and advertising industry, and they are the intermediary between you as an artist and the supervisor who is managing all the music that gets put on a piece of content, such as a TV show or a movie or an advertisement. So what these agencies do is that they build up music libraries from a ton of different artists, right? And then they give this music to the supervisor, and then they take a cut of the royalties in return for the service that they offer to you as the artist. Referring back to the first step, you will need to be part of a PRO in order to get your music signed into one of these agreements. So I would recommend doing that step first. This is so that your music is properly on the books and all of the rights are correctly taken into account, because it can get pretty confusing. There's a lot of numbers. Like I said, there's a bunch of agencies that are out there and do this, and they all have different agreements. One topic you will definitely come across if you go into this world is the idea of exclusive versus non-exclusive. If you have a song and you sign a non-exclusive agreement with a sync licensing agency, then you could take that song and shop it to different sync licensing agencies and sign other non-exclusive agreements. So you could spread the wealth to a bunch of different agencies. On the other hand, an exclusive agreement, you sign one of those and your music is locked with that agency for the period of the contract. There's a ton of pros and cons to both of these ways of working. Let me know down in the comments if you'd like me to make a video explaining this and how to get your music signed to a sync agency. I've had a few tracks submitted in the last year, and I could definitely relay some of that information, and I'd love to help you get your music on TV. Number 3, find a collaborator. This can be a huge catalyst for your music success, and if you've been working in isolation on your music, I really urge you to try collaborating on your music with somebody. This can be from writing an entire song with another person, like a co-write, or sending it out for mixing, mastering, production work. So here's 3 reasons why you should collaborate. 1, to get out of your comfort zone. 2, to learn from others who are experts in their field. And 3, to give you motivation to keep going on your music. So if you still don't agree with me, watch this video right up here, and after watching it, I guarantee you'll want to do a collab with somebody. Number 4, watch your analytics. I've had to learn some hard lessons from this actually. The biggest one is that hard work and time spent does not always amount to an equivalent response. When it comes to TikToks and stuff like that, I've spent hours on a TikTok video just to upload it, and it gets a fraction of the views and likes that a video I spent 10 minutes on does. So if you have songs that have been released, look at the numbers behind them. What's the difference between your most popular track and the least popular track? Consider the sound of it, the lyrics, the release date, the structure of the song, the cover art, all these things. Take these into account. Also consider the promo that you did for the song. Compare that to the streams and the audience for those songs. How do they interact with each other? For a long time, my least favorite song I've made was on the top of my Spotify charts, and the one that I considered to be the best and my favorite was dead last. Sometimes this is because I just didn't plan it correctly. I spent hours and hours on something that I never put in a package that people want to watch or listen to. So my advice to you is, don't be scared of the numbers. They really don't lie. Take some time to understand them and then use them to make your next track the biggest one yet. Number 5, share on socials more. So you may already do it, but do you do it enough? Do you connect with your followers? Think of yourself on social media when a big story breaks, when Drake releases a new album, or, a volcano erupts or something like that. You might see the same thing in your social media feed 20 times. And sometimes it can get really annoying. Honestly, sometimes it just works, and it's actually kind of interesting because each person has a little bit of a different spin and a different perspective that they put in their social media posts on any topic. The same thing applies to your music and your social media for it. You can easily justify making multiple posts about the same song, as long as you present it in a unique way that people want to actually watch. Take this time to get personal with your followers. Put your face to the screen and tell them about the music you made and why it exists. The story behind it, the production tricks, the lyrics, and the meaning of the song. It all helps to sell the song, and it helps somebody to understand your art and the way that you express yourself. So I want to know, what do you think about all these points? Let me know down in the comments your feedback, what you would add or what you would take away from my list here. But all in all, I want to make 2023 your biggest year in music yet. I'm working on that myself, and I want to bring you along with me for the journey. I'd also really love to help you produce a track. I specialize in electronic production for solo artists, and I'd love to help you with your next track, and it'd be so cool for both of us if we could start the year off right by making some music together. So go check out my website at onechannelproductions.com if you want to get in touch and need some production for your music. Go listen to my samples down there. Until then, catch me on Instagram and TikTok. I really appreciate you watching my stuff, and I love seeing the messages you send across. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you have a good day, and I hope you have a great 2023.